I think the One Piece community is doing a terrible job at portraying Kaido as a father. Kaido is a great father, and Yamato seems to be the spoiled one. Kaido is an amazing father compared to anybody else. Kaido is a great father compared to anybody else.
Bro, what?
Any other father in One Piece, honestly.
He locked her up.
I can say
he locked her up.
You ever grounded your kid before?
Didn't he like beat her?
Actually, you don't have a kid, but you're.
No, yeah, I don't have a kid.
I got spanked too. But peep this. So Odin is someone who Kaido killed. He's someone who he obviously does not want his daughter or son or daughter to emulate or look up to. Yamato identifies as Odin, not a man. A man because Odin's a man, but she identifies as Odin.
Yeah, true.
And Kaido respects his daughter so much that he never misgenders her once, despite he identifies as somebody who Kaido directly is against.
Wow, that's crazy.
Kaido called him son multiple times. He introduced the idea of Yamato as, where's my son?
True.
Even today, like, the Shogun of Wano is going to be my son, not my daughter. There's no question about that. My nigga Kaido is progressive. My nigga Kaido is actually a great dad. He's giving everything to his son, quote unquote son. I mean, it seems a little more like Yamato's a little more spoiled than Kaido is bad.
He's an okay dad. He's okay for that one.
Who's a better dad in One Piece?
I don't know. Who?
Biological dad.
Let's see.
Because obviously Whitebeard's the best dad in One Piece history.
Yeah, Whitebeard, obviously.
But biological dad.
Sheesh. Who has a dad? Sheesh.
Sanji has a dad.
Does he? Okay, he's not. Okay, that doesn't count.
He's a
terrible dad. Whose dad is not total crap.
Luffy got dad. He's not spoken one word to him his entire life.
These are not high bars.
I'm saying Kaido might be the best dad in One Piece.
He could be. I need to read. I feel like that's wrong, but you could be right, and that makes me mad.
I think Kaido's misunderstood, man.
I mean,
dog, you're talking about a pirate that's modeled after a Mongol, and he doesn't even misgender his. It's crazy. You identify as whatever you want to identify. I see you got titties and a pretty ass face, and you kind of fine, but I still call you my son because I respect you. Come on, man.
True.
It doesn't add up. The portrayal of Kaido doesn't add up to me.
But that's like, I don't think Japan really cares about like politically correct things like that from what I've read. So I think maybe his reasons for doing that may not be so king, but
what do you mean?
Like, it's not like he doesn't have the perspective on it that we have on it, you know what I mean?
Wouldn't that make it even more likely for him to not accept him as a son? You know what I mean? We have the benefit of having that movement. We're like, oh, we should be calling someone who's clearly a girl a guy if that's what it identifies as. If they don't even have that movement, that's like, oh, and plus, like, Kaido doesn't even want her to look up to Odin.
Bro, how did Kaido become such a progressive king?
That's so progressive, bro.
Wow, Kaido, props to you. You know what? I might have been, listen, lock her up for like 20 years. That's okay. That's fine. She needed to be disciplined. He needed to be disciplined. Excuse me.
Yes, and if you talk to a 14-year-old or as a kid who's been disciplined by their parents and they don't have the full understanding of why they need to be disciplined, it's gonna sound like their parents abuse them from their perspective. Like, all he does is beat me and lock me up. Was like, or you got spanked and grounded, and you'll understand why when you're older. Because Kaido's actually a progressive king.
Speaking facts, look at her now.
MVP, man.
Look at him now. God damn.
Look at her now, man. And even though Yamato's still like, no, fuck you, dad. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to be a part of any of this. Kaido's still like, hey, that's cool, but here, you can have all of Wano. I'll still give you everything.
It's still my son. Wow.
Despite you saying fuck me, you still my son. You notice I called your son, and I'll still give you whatever you want. And you know what? Oh, I see all the time in real life. What happens all the time is that whenever there's a rich, successful, well-adjusted family, the kid always says, fuck all of you, and I'm gonna rebel.
It happens.
The rebellious kids never come from like the house where, shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's always the kid has everything. It's like, man, I gotta rebel, do something.
They're too bored. Life's too easy.
Yeah, they're too bored. Life's too easy. You've been handed everything.
When you're bored, you don't have time to think about that stuff.
Hell no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when you're poor, you work together with your family.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you hate them, like, it doesn't matter.
Man, word. We gotta make it together.
That's crazy.
Richie's like, hey, fuck it. I'm gonna do my own thing. I want nothing to do with you.
No, wow.
MVP is Kaido, man.
Kaido's the... Who knew? Maybe Kaido deserves One Piece.
And maybe he does. See, we get so caught up in the whole antagonist-protagonist type of relationship between things. You gotta remember, we still weren't given a reason to look at Kaido as a terrible person yet. Other than, obviously, what he's doing to Wano, but that's mostly Orochi that turned Wano to shit.
Yeah, I'd say Smile's pretty bad bad though, to be fair.
The factory that he had at Punk Hazard.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty
Just
bad.
the whole
it's
operation.
And that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I don't know why I attribute that more to Caesar, because I saw Caesar actually there and I know how bad Caesar is, but all that is Kaido's plan.
Oh, but maybe he's really looking out for his crew because he wants them to have devil fruit, but he can't get them all devil fruit. So he's like, here, I'm gonna not make you take this, but I'm totally gonna make you take this, but not really gonna make you take it. And there's a 1 in 10 chance that you're gonna survive, but he wants, because he cares. You know what I mean? It's because he wants them to do better, you know?
Yes, and even the ones that are failures, he still keeps in his crew.
Yeah, he does.
It's not like he tosses the failures out. Like, no, you get your own thing. You're a smiler, and you're still one of us, man. You're still one of the... Come on.
Wow, okay.
That's also the one thing is the experimenting on kids.
I mean,
on Punk
listen,
Hazard. It's like, all right.
We don't know what those kids did. We don't know who their parents are. Like, we don't know.
We don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. Maybe Caesar started that project off himself because he wanted to prove something like Kaido.
True. Maybe those kids killed somebody. Do you know?
Maybe those kids are terrible. And those kids cried a lot. Seem like brats to me.
100%. 100%.
100%.
This whole series is Kaido. Kaido's the main character.
I'm fine with that. I've given no reason not to like Kaido, is all I'm saying. The progressive king of Onigashima, of New Onigashima.
Kaido marching for George Floyd. Let's go.